So let's just start, Miko. Right, like thoughts on the new Pro Bowl format. I know people have talked about it today, but
Yeah, it's a hot topic, man. I mean, obviously first and foremost, like we had Lions at the Pro Bowl this year, so that was awesome. So, Frank, Amon Ra, Panay, Jared were all there to represent the Lions. That's a huge improvement, obviously, even just from last year where, no Lions players made the Pro Bowl. So it was a cool thing just to
right,
see all of those guys there. Um, but no, like I'm kind of torn on the new format, right?
okay,
Like there's elements of it that I like, and then there's elements of it where it's like I guess it is like the old like fan in me that is still just like I miss when the Pro Bowl was played like actual football. And I think that's the thing that makes football, I mean, again, it's unique from every other sport is that it can't necessarily be played the same way and, you know, be like, I mean, and still be safe, right? Like you can still play basketball and it still be like very entertaining. You're like, okay, maybe they're not playing like lockdown defense, but they're still playing basketball. Same with hockey. Like, okay, maybe no one's getting boarded, but like they're still playing hockey at the end of the day. Football looks completely different when people aren't trying to hit people and when they're not trying to like dislodge you from the ball and stuff like that. So it was different, but I don't mean that in like a negative because as like the Pro Bowl, like specifically like the Sunday games, after like that first game, you saw it getting like a little more like competitive where guys are like, dude, like I don't want to get beat in coverage because like there's just like that competitive edge to it. So they like
sure.
the players still brought that competitiveness to it. Um, but it's weird that they're playing flag football. It's just weird.
It is weird. I'm with you on that. What's interesting, I think, from like a little bit bigger picture, right? I don't think that, other than basketball, I don't think that hockey or football has figured out what to do with it, right? We've gotten away from the game, right? That's over. No more game, no more pads,
Yeah.
right? So that's over. Um, I think though that I see what you're saying, that like the players kind of got into it, and you have to keep in mind this is the first year of it for not only
Hmm.
the players but also the league. Like they don't know what they're doing. There's no rhythm. There's no sequence. They're trying to figure out what's going to work and what's not. And that was very clear. I thought it was pretty creative having the long snappers and punters do the
Oh yeah, the kick tack toe.
yeah, like kick tac toe. That was pretty cool. I think the dodgeball thing to me is like, get over that. I guess like I'm more, if I had to remove one of them, it's probably like the dodgeball. I mean, it is funny, but like I don't
See,
know.
I think for me, I think it would be for me it would be the best catch. The best catch to me could like I could do without that. Just because I can already see
Yeah,
that go. I can see that go the route of the dunk contest in the NBA, where maybe like the first couple years it's like it's entertaining, but there's only so many things that you can do before it just starts getting ridiculous. Like even this year, it was borderline ridiculous. Like Justin Jefferson trying to catch a ball from like
off the
from
Eiffel
the
Tower
yeah off the
thing.
Eiffel Tower, and it's just like,
It wasn't
isn't that
even.
just like a reverse punt? Like
Yeah, like
that's
that.
all that
Yeah,
is.
I'm with you. I'm just glad Amon Ra won, right? So I'm like cool with that because he won. Like Diggs couldn't even like catch the ball, so like that was weird to me too.
But that's like I'm saying, like it's
God, he couldn't even
you have to do
catch.
something that's so
Right?
ridiculous that like you can't. But like it'd be cool if you can pull it off, but if you can't, then you have to do stuff like I'm with you. I'm glad Amon Ra won. Again, it's another thing the Lions can kind of like puts us out in front. But I was watching Pride of Detroit earlier today, and Jeremy said this, and I couldn't agree with him more.
What did Jeremy say? I didn't hear it yet.
Like what Amon Ra, like the catches that Amon Ra had to like win and like to advance and stuff, most people with pools have already been doing for like years.
Right? Yeah, that's
Like flipping into the pool, catching a football. Like, I mean, I guess I would have been more impressed if he had one handed those, but he wasn't. Like, he was like body catching most of those, and it's like it's cool, but it's like anybody with a pool and a Nerf football can do that.
that's true. That's a fair point. I mean, so I thought the zip line catch was kind of interesting.
That
Uh,
one was probably like, yeah, I
it
honestly thought that that would have got more love because that is
same.
difficult. Like, you're
he's
You're
going
coming at
30
some
miles an hour, 35.
yeah,
Like he was flying in Leinert. I had to get it up to him. Like that
yeah,
was,
yeah.
yeah,
I'd have thought that would have
yeah.
got a little more love, but I mean, it's also Stephon Diggs, and like what Stephon Diggs wasn't like lame. The legs catch was like kind of lame because it didn't really like he caught it with his legs. It more so just
Just
like
like
landed
laid
in
it
his
down.
crotch
Yeah, that was
perfectly.
another thing. Like gratuitous crotch shots. Thanks. Like just
But like the first two were good, and then like the last one was like, eh. But yeah, for me, that was probably like the weakest part of it. Everything else, though, I think is always cool of just seeing like putting these guys' athleticism on display in ways that we don't really get to pay attention to. Specifically, like the offensive lineman when like Panay is like going
that was
through like
awesome.
these foam walls, and it's like, dude, like how much force you have to like initiate to get through those walls and still move at that
He
size.
was going so hard.
Dude, like,
He was going so hard. Like dude,
dude, like
Amon Ra, they were just going like so hard at it. Like I just give them credit. They were like, and they were eating it up. I think that was my favorite part was just the way Panay and Amon Ra were just eating it up. I think Goff kind of
yeah.
like wanted to fade in the background. Ragnow was also in and amongst the crew, right? But I thought that it was really good for Amon Ra to be with those guys, right? The best of the
Yeah.
league, and deservedly so. He should be there. Goff to me was interesting because in the flag football game, like he didn't play the last game at all, right? They
No, but
didn't.
he played the second one.
He
They all
played.
got a game.
They all got a game, but then
Yeah.
they split the last game
Did
between.
they?
Did Kirk?
Who
Did
did?
Kirk play the whole game?
Yeah, like every quarterback got their whole game. So like the first game was Gino. Gino played the whole first game. Jared got the whole second game, and then Kirk got the whole third game.
Oh, see, the problem that I had, and this could be it, is I had to rewatch. I was watching in pieces and had to rewatch it. We're running around, so I was trying to catch it, and yeah. But
Yeah,
anyways,
so
Goff tripping over his own 2 feet though. Like
well, it's like
no,
I
don't.
think that was like the thing that like taking away like and again, this was something that was cool, but then it like put on display like, dude, this is like flag football is a mobile quarterback game. Because if you can't move,
Right.
like, bro, you get tripped up quickly. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how often they rush Kirk Cousins either, but like
Kirk
I
can
think a
move.
couple of the
Kirk can move
Kirk can
better
move
than
a
Goff
little,
though. Yeah, he can
yeah,
move a
he
little
can move a
better
little more
because he
laterally.
he did a couple of times and he was just fine. But Goff, he just caught his toe, and I was like, no.
It was yeah, so but like I said, it was different, but I think it's something I could get used to because I think with All-Star games, the key to any successful All-Star game is how much energy the players put into it. If the players put enough energy into it, then they can easily get the crowd into it.
Yeah,
I was rewatching or I was watching the new 30 for 30 for Baltimore.
bullies of
Uh
Baltimore.
yeah, and Ray Lewis was quoting Maximus from Gladiator where he says where the line is like if you win the crowd, you win your freedom. Like I feel like all-star games are kind of like that. Like if you can win the crowd, like everything else, like the entire weekend is exciting because that's what they're feeding off. They're feeding off the players' excitement. So it's like that's what you have to kind of do to make all-star games and Pro Bowls and things like this exciting for the fans. And thus it'll be considered a success. No matter what they're doing, like in the background, whether it's dodgeball or kick-tac-toe or a I don't know, a sack race, they could make it entertaining as long as the players are, into it.